Hi everyone, and thank you for purchasing the Shop the Look Grid Shopify section by qwiqode. In this video, I'll be showing you how to actually use it. So if you haven't installed it yet, please refer to the separate video included in the package, and you also have access to a PDF with instructions. So to get started, open up your theme editor, head over to the page you want to add the section to, then over on the left, click on Add Section, and search for the section, Shop the Look Grid, and we can get started. So over on the left, we have the area where we add in the different content blocks. Each of these are supposed to be products, and then we have a section media where we could put in a video or an image. And then over on the right are all the settings that we'll get to in a minute. So let's start with section media. So clicking on that block, and then over on the right, you can select either image or video. If it's an image, we just click right over there, and let's say we want to add in this image. We want to have a video, just click on video. Then you see a video, YouTube video appears, or you could put in Vimeo link there, or you can select a video that's that you uploaded to the site. There you go. Next, we can select a poster image. If you want to have a poster image with the play button, then you select the poster. Let's say this image. Select that, and then you see there's a play button. Go down here. We can adjust the play icon. So you can upload your own play icon right over here. You can adjust the size of the icon however you'd like, or to make it even smaller. And then if we don't have, and so once you click on that, then the video plays. And if we don't have a cover image, then as you can see, the video here starts only when you push play, or you can do autoplay video, loop video, hide, or show the controls on the video itself, so it'll automatically play. Now we have a few options here. So we have the option to put the media on the left, on the right, or in the center. As you can see, center, it splits the icons or the products. We'll just keep this on the left right now. Another option here, expand. Oh, you could adjust the width of the video, and as you can see, it expands to this height, and that's because we have this clicked. So if we don't have this clicked, these are the original dimensions of the video or of the image. And then when you adjust the media width, then it'll look something like this. But then if you want it to expand, you click that, it expands it. And just keep in mind that sometimes there could be some cropping depending on the format of your video and the size. Next, we have here dimensions of the video. So to really see the difference, we turn that off. So right now it's in original format. It's in landscape, so this won't be a change. We could choose portrait. So we can have a portrait view like that. Or we could choose square like that. And again, it's a matter of setting these up based on how many items you have here and the sizes of them to really get the look and feel that you want. Next, we have border radius, so we can adjust the corners to have a border there. And then on mobile version or mobile devices, we have an option to put the media at above all of the benefits or below, down here, or centered. So centered splits them and puts it in the middle here. And we can also adjust the gap. I didn't mention that also. We can adjust the gap here. Here, this is the one on mobile. And then if we're back on desktop, we can adjust the gap here like that. So let's just put this back to image just for now. There we go. Okay, so we did the section media. Now we have products. So each of these blocks is a product. We can give each one a background color that we choose. So let's choose, let's say just purple, just for the sake of seeing the item. Or we can choose to have a gradient. So you can choose a gradient instead. And then clicking on that brings you up the dialog box with all the different options of setting up the gradient however you'd like. We'll keep this a background color, and let's just get rid of the color itself. And then we have border. So we can adjust the border. Let's say we want this purple to be a border, and we give it a width, and then the border appears. We'll keep that. Next, we select the product. So you can select, let's say, the camisole, which is one of the products in this image for the Shop the Look. So then you get the you get the preview of the image itself. You can hide it if you don't want to show it. You could put in a custom image which will override that as well. Next we have titles, so you can show or hide the title, or you can put in a custom title. So that. Next, adjust the color. So you can adjust the color of each one of these titles as you'd like. Add a description if you want in here. So we can make it longer, shorter, however you'd want. And adjust the color of it, as you can see. Next, we're showing a product price. You can hide the price if you want. And then we can add the product, a link to it. So you can choose product. Sorry. If you choose custom, then then you can put in any URL you want. If you want the URL from the product, then you choose that, and the button isn't appearing there until you add a label. So let's say shop now, and there you go. You have the button. You can also choose to have it open up in a new tab if you'd like. And these are all of the settings that you can go in. So we have these options of the coloring, the colors and everything separate, so that if you want to highlight one of these more, you can change the colors of them and such. Excuse me. Let's put in just a few more products here. So here we have camisole, and we have a front jacket, and we have pants, and let's say shoes. Okay. And then last but not least, we have an option for a button. So this is this button here. You can set the link that you want it to go to. You can select to have it left aligned or right aligned or centered. You can choose a custom font. So once you select that, you see the font changes. Then you have the list of fonts that Shopify provides, which is a very extensive list. Otherwise, if you have a manually installed font that's not there, then you can copy the CSS code and paste it right in there. You have font weight that you can adjust. You see this underline. There's some themes. This is a Dawn theme that sometimes it forces an underline for a link. So I'll show you how to adjust that in just a minute. Then we have horizontal padding, which is the space within the button. You can make it a much bigger button like that. You can adjust the width of the border radius, give it round corners like that. Margin top, so you want to give it, let's say, more space here. Margin bottom, more space below. adjust the font size and the letter spacing. And then we have those same settings for mobile versions, mobile devices, so that you could have, if you want a big button here, but on mobile it'll be it'll be too big, so you can make it smaller. And last but not least, we have section button colors. So as you can see right now, the text is black. There's no background color and the border is black, so we can change that. Let's make it purple. Actually, let's do purple background and white or light gray background, and then border color. Let's just keep it that for the sake of the example. And then we have hover colors. So when you hover over, you can have it change as well. So those are those options. Now, just to get to this point where there's this underline here, if we go back to the section, you can either use, we also offer a free version of a CSS code block, and you can use code block to adjust that. But the other trick is if you're in the section settings, you scroll the way down and you have here custom CSS. And here you can put in a text decoration, none with an exclamation point, important. And then you see it disappears. Because I think Dawn has a default where all links get an underline. So you can get rid of that, just like that. Okay, so let's scroll back up and go through all the settings for the section. So to begin with, we have section title. So that's right over here. Our women's dress suit. Next, we can choose HTML element. So there are two benefits or advantages to using this. You can choose between H1 and H6. The first benefit is that search engines rank different parts of your page by importance of the text, and so they want you to signal to them what's important. So on a page, usually you have a big main page title where it's a very important piece of content. So usually that would be considered H1. Then you have H2, H3, and then it goes down the list in terms of importance for headings, and that's why it's H. So we give you the flexibility to choose which one. Usually for sections on the page, we recommend using H2 because it's not a page title, it's just a section title, but it's still very important. The other benefit is that if you've noticed when I'm changing these, the size of the font changes, and so your theme usually comes predefined. They have already predefined typography settings for these H1. Sometimes maybe it's the thickness, like the font weight of the font size, and so on. So it kind of includes both of those advantages, so that you could so you can choose which HTML element to use to take advantage of that. Next, we have section title. So the section title, section text, excuse me. If you want to have text there, you can of course remove it and there won't be any text. And here too, you can choose which HTML element you use. P is for paragraph. So it would inherit like a regular paragraph style. You can always, of course, down below, you can change font sizes to make it however you want as well. Next, we have this inside wrapper, and so we can see the difference. If we choose a background color and we are in regular width, then we can select to have this outside of this background area. But this doesn't work when we're in full width. In a minute, I'll show you. Again, here we can choose background color or gradient as the background. Now in section width, we have here, when it's in regular, we have the content max width. So you can adjust the width of the entire section like that. Now if you choose full width here, then you see the color background color extends to the edges of the screen, while you can still control the width of the content inside. And if you choose real full width, which in this case you probably might not want to do that, but you have the option to, you click on real full width, and then the image and these items extend also all the way to the edges. Right now it doesn't touch the edge because there's padding, but it's actually recommended to have some padding. You don't want the image to touch, but if you do, then you have that option. Let's just keep it at regular width for now. This real full width only works when you're on full width in any case. Moving on, we have section margins and padding. So margin is the space above and below or outside of the section, and padding is within. So if we want more space right over there, we can click that, you get more space, and then you want more space below, you have more space like that. And then padding is the space within the section. So you can click on top padding, you get more space there, and then more space below, like that. And then we have horizontal padding to give more space inside, just like that. Then we have the same settings, the margins and the paddings for mobile version. Next, section title color. So it's this color here. We can choose that different color. We can align that to the left, right, or center. We can choose the custom font like we did with the button previously. Could do all that, and font weight. Next, we have section margins. So you can also adjust more space for title top margin here. As you can see, get more space there. Bottom margin, if you want more space below, you can adjust that, like so. Font size, make it bigger. Line height. Line height isn't as important here unless your title is very long and it goes down to 2 lines, but that still also adjusts a little bit the height of the line if you want. And letter spacing. And we have the same settings for the mobile version. And then the same exact settings for this title, this text box area here, where we can change the color and the font and so on. And then we have also margins and font size, line height. Here we can see a bigger difference in the line height to add some more spacing between each line. It's like that. 0 is default. And then the same settings for mobile version. Next, block area settings. So we have the settings for these items here. We have an option to stack the blocks. So right now they're in a grid format, but you can choose to stack the blocks and then they'll be one by one. Then you can go back and you can set this as a portrait, or to get the height of the image to fit all of these, and you can do that. But I mean, as you can see, it usually gets really big, depending on what you want to do. You can also set this to be 3 columns wide. Now you can see there's a difference in height because we have a button here, and these don't have a button. But once they're the same, then you'll see that they all align correctly. This one is a little bit bigger because we have 3 columns, but we have 4 items. So we stretch this last item to the very edge. If you add in more products, you see then they're centered there. And if you have another one, then we have the grid properly. Or you can just take off this three columns, just like that. Next, we can choose a background color for the entire block. You can give, actually, if I put this back in, you can adjust the border radius of this. You can adjust padding, some more space above, below, and to the sides. Then we have space between the blocks. So vertical space, give more space there. Horizontal is more space in between, as you can see. And then we have the same settings for the mobile, except also in mobile, we can choose instead of one, we can have two items in each row. Now, for each individual block, we can adjust the border radius if you're using a border or a background color, so we can do that. We can also adjust the vertical padding within that and the horizontal padding. Here it's not as noticeable, but you could see that the image did become smaller because we're adding more space in between here. And we have padding for mobile as well. Next, we have dimensions for the images. So if it's original, these are basically, I think, square images anyway, but we can have them cropped to landscape, portrait, or have them really square. Let's keep this at original right now. And then we can also, right now, the image, it's only 50% of its available width, so we can make it much bigger, like that. Next, block text styling. So right now it's center aligned, but we can make it left aligned, right aligned, or centered. Same with mobile, you can have it different. And now for block title styling. So we have these titles, so you can set the HTML element of it. Excuse me. Choose a custom font like we've done before. Top margin, give it a little bit more space here, for instance, or font size, line height, and letter spacing as well. Same settings for mobile. And the same exact settings again for the text description right over here as well. So all those are the same. Then we have settings like very similar to what we did with this button. So you can set the horizontal padding of the button itself here like that. Let's reduce that a little bit because there's not so much room. We can enlarge the border, the border of it, and give some more space right over there. Font size, make it bigger, smaller, however we'd want, and letter spacing, and same settings for the mobile version. And like we did before, we have the button colors. So we have, the text colors and the border and the background, as well as for hover. And then this one, we'll have to move this just out of the way, but we can choose. This is in case we choose a link. So we have the button colors for text color, background color, and border color like we did before, and then we have the hover colors as well. And then next, product price styling. So we can style the price. We can actually show from. Right now we don't have from, but if your product is on sale or it has multiple prices, like multiple variants with different prices, you can have it show from price, and then you can edit that, and you can put in a different word in case you want. Then you can change the color of the price, the font weight, margins, and all this typography settings we've done a few times. And then also the compare at. So if this product is on sale, then it would automatically show the price with a strike through. So you can adjust the color of that and the font size of that. So that's it. Thank you again. If you have any questions, uh, concerns, problems, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on our support page. We'll be more than happy to help.